So the improbability doesn't actually exist financially. There's a lot of money to go around, which will play a part in acquiring Google and Google Chrome. And the other thing is, so the way these deals would work is you'd pay upfront cash to acquire Google Chrome. It'll then get integrated into Perplexity over 1 year. And then once this integration is done, Perplexity will itself monetize Google Chrome through ads, through sponsorships, through its own content to make back that revenue. And right now, while Google does not disclose categorical revenue for Chrome, uh, estimates put it at about 50 billion, right? So 50 billion is sorry, 50 billion is the valuation. It's, I think, somewhere in the low hundred millions per year, which means that if you trade at a multiple of, let's say, five even, every year you're making 500 million off of Google Chrome, and you can then grow that, of course, because I mean, advertising in AI in itself is a whole different field that no one has explored till now, but for sure there's a lot of money in getting advertisements through AI. And if Perplexity is the first one to crack that, then I think it can capitalize on Google Chrome much, much better and pay off uh, to its investors, to the external third party. Let's call it the NewCo, which I mean, there will be a NewCo because there's no point in Perplexity remaining to be Perplexity post the acquisition if it goes through. Uh, since Google Chrome is a much bigger brand than Perplexity itself is. So that is why I don't think the acquisition itself is improbable. Of course, I mean, this is a complete disclosure in the sense the acquisition is unrequisite, is unrequisite. The acquisition itself is unsolicited, which means I don't think Google was looking for it. And if the choice falls down to it, it will never give away something like a Google Chrome. The only scenario where this does happen is when the US Justice Department feels like there's no other option to break up Google except selling off its Google Chrome, in which case there would be potential buyers for it. But apart from that, there's no scenario in which Google actually decides to sell it. But we're talking about the hypothetical where that scenario happens, right? So that is why I don't think probability is a question. It is physically, financially possible for integration with AI, with Perplexity AI. But the other question then is, if it is possible, do we think it's a good choice to make? And do we think it's a good choice for the user? And do we think it's a good choice for both of the companies involved, which are Google and Perplexity? I think let's talk about the user for a second. I think so. Let's talk about browsers for a second, in fact. Browsers was started when Yahoo, Google, etc. came initially onto the field, and they had I would say, a certain percentage of